Dirty cocks will warm you up.
That's not a nice thing to say to the people when we welcome them to Marital Hate.
Welcome to Marital Hate. I am Stacey, and this
I'm Douglas.
Doug. We're married, but we don't hate each other. Not usually, at least. Although right now we're having a hotly contested debate. First of all, I have a pimple.
Okay.
Always in the same spot.
It happens.
I'm going to have it turned into a mole.
Not the tumor.
Like Cindy Crawford did. That's what she did. She had a zit. I'm just kidding. But she did go on Regis and Kelly or Kathy Lee back then and talk about how if she had a zit, she'd put like a little brown dot on it to make it look like a mole. And sometimes you have like 3 or 4 moles. So I just need a little mole right here. Next time you see me, if I have a mole there,
It's a mole rat.
that's why. So anyway, our podcast is live on multiple platforms. If you're in a position to comment, you so desire to chime in here,
And
we would
we
love
will
it.
read it.
We bring it up on screen.
Unless you're in the witness protection, unless you're in WitPro.
Well, here's
Then we
the
won't
thing.
read
If
it.
you
Let us
do
know
it
though
on
in
Facebook
advance.
and you use your Facebook name and it comes up on screen, obviously people know
Yeah,
your name.
you're not in WitPro.
But some
That-
people have their own like little YouTube. Like one of our
Yeah.
friends has a YouTube that you would never know who it was. Of course, we do know who
Oh,
it
we
is.
know it. Yeah,
But-
we know who it is now.
You know, if you don't want to be
Tom.
associated with this riffraff, we understand
Yeah, it's riff.
completely.
It's both
Um,
Riff and Raff.
And I got to tell you, so we did not have, I really had a blast with my friend Zach this weekend, but I definitely overdid it as usual when I have company.
No.
And I overdid it in the days leading up to him and the weeks leading up to him coming. So I had, and of course we've had some high pressure systems. So I've had
Yeah,
some
and low pressure
headaches
systems.
and body aches, but today I was just mostly tired. Started off with a headache, but mostly just tired. So we didn't do a podcast yesterday, and on Wednesday we cut it short.
We did.
Short,
Yeah.
30-minute podcast. That's not like us. Usually I'm just yammering on and on and on about nothing.
Well, usually we have something to say.
Well, today we got some really good news, and y'all.
Keep that good news.
We don't even know what to do with
man.
ourselves when we get good news. So if you haven't watched the podcast before, Doug lost his job just over a year ago. We got married 10 years ago and like 1 month. And
That was not a wah-wah.
we forgot to celebrate our 11 years since our first date, but
Oh,
here we are.
well.
In any case, that's not the point. The point is that we've been married for 10 years. I got sick shortly thereafter. Doug's had a couple job losses. Of course, I had to stop working because of my illness. And one thing after another just keeps fucking happening. And we have had to move several times because we were renting, because we weren't in a position to buy, because I got sick, and because Doug had lost his job. And so today we found out that our lease is renewing and we didn't even have to fight for it. So we got a little bump in rent, but it's
what
fine.
it is.
We're still paying below market for where we live.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, pool
And-
service included, lawn service included.
Yeah. Well, they need to come service the pool.
Yeah,
Did I talk about that last time?
Our pool pump has been broken for like 2 weeks now.
So the pool pump, when you turn it on, it was like makes the
you turn it, it's
like noise. Yeah. And so yeah, it kind of blew up, and it was
Doug and the
very
pool guy
comical.
yesterday tested it.
I
Boom.
thought it was gonna be like in the cartoons where they but it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that exciting.
Wasn't that
Is what I mean.
exciting? I hear owls out already.
So hopefully. But I did want to talk. I thought it would be fun to talk about all the places we've lived.
Oh, the places you'll go, Dr.
Okay,
Seuss.
well, let's do it backwards. So we'll start here.
Wait, no, we start from Summer Street.
Well, I see that I thought we'd go back in time, and like
Yeah.
we could go back in time in our lives. So we
Oh,
start
okay.
together.
All right.
So together,
I
right
thought it
now,
would make more sense in chronological order
it
to
does.
bring people back to now, and then we revisit.
But I
the
feel like
podcast.
backwards. I feel backwards is the way to go because I could start at the beginning and you could start at the beginning, and that's 2 very different places.
Okay. All right.
So anyway,
All right.
so right now we live in Cape Coral, Florida. We moved here on a whim.
A whim. Well,
sort of.
no, it wasn't a whim.
Well,
It wasn't a whim. We were coming down here to get treatment at a local clinic.
yes, but it was like we decided. So I've been sick for 10 years, and we decided that, let's see if the weather helps Stacy. Let's check out this clinic. Let's see if it can help. So we planned on moving here for that. I was really not doing well. I was incredibly, I was suffering in agonizing pain every day. Nothing seemed to help. I had tried just about everything, and I was going to kill myself. And so Doug, after much hemming and hawing, said, we'll give it a shot. And it kind of worked out perfectly that we were looking for signs that it was the right thing to do, and it just kind of worked out perfectly. Oh, and also where we were living at the time in Marshfield, Massachusetts, we had planned on renewing the lease, but then the owner was like, oh, actually, we're going to sell the house. And even though he had told us we could renew the lease. So that we were scrambling to find a place to live, and we were having a hard time finding something in New England. We didn't know what he was going to do in terms of selling it. He had planned to sell it in the spring. So finding a rental in Massachusetts, and Florida is really expensive right now, but in Massachusetts where we lived, we couldn't get anything for under $3,000, I don't think.
Not a single family home, I don't think.
No, so we couldn't find anything in that area for under $3,000. So we moved down here. When we moved down, it was $19.95 a month, and again, that included pool service, lawn service, and a house. The house
so much less than what we were paying.
Much less than we were paying, and also, a better climate. I don't love that it's city, but we do love it here. So, of course, 6 months into living here, they were like, oh, we're going to sell the house. And so we had to contend with showings, which there was only 2 because they had it way over market. And then that was super stressful, of course, made my health issues worse. And then we had a direct hit from a Cat 5 hurricane, and Doug lost his job, and it was just one thing after another. So we were like, the last month we've been freaking out.
That was quite the month. Last September, it was September 1st was my last day of employment. And then September 28th, I believe, was the hurricane. Yeah. So that was
a direct hit.
It was a lot of fun
from a Cat 5 hurricane. Month. And we actually wrote it out. So then, which is weird. Where is everybody? No Tracy.
It's Friday night. People got things to do.
No Dan. No, I don't know who your one person is. 2 people watching, but we're glad you're here.
They're all at Cheesecake Factory.
Oh God.
Eating.
Well, I hope not. But if you are going to eat at the Cheesecake Factory, get the chicken Bellagio. That shit's magic.
Yeah, it is pretty
extra good. Sauce though, because they chintz you on the sauce.
Oh yeah, they chintz you. You got to get the extra sauce.
So we had like a whole year of so we had the 6 months of like, oh God, we have to find somewhere to live. And then they were like, okay, you can stay. And so this whole year we were like, oh, we're not sure if we're going to be able to stay. And today we got the letter that we could stay.
So that was good
small
news.
Rent increase.
So now we can hang some photos. Yeah. I can hang the rest of these lights.
Yeah, every time we're here like a little bit longer, we hang one more thing. Yeah. But we are hoping to be able to in a position to buy a house, but with a new business and not a lot of income right now. It's going to be a little while. And then we had, of course, to dig into our savings, which is, pretty much gone. So everything's in the business now. And
we're running the numbers, folks. Nobody's watching this thing.
Well, it doesn't matter. But the point is that no matter how bad things go, there's always a silver lining. Things will work out.
There is.
So before we lived here, we lived in
Marshfield, Massachusetts.
And it was so funny because we had lived in one home for a really long time, and we kept getting like, oh, you might have to move out. You might have to move out. Super stressful. And so we couldn't find anywhere. We couldn't find anywhere that we could afford. And so a friend of mine was said, hey, this guy on the radio, he just bought a house in Marshfield, but he got a new radio job in Connecticut. You should message him and see if you could rent his house. And so I did. I messaged him on Facebook, and 24 hours later, we were renting the house. Yeah. And so
with a handshake.
With a handshake, and I was super stressed about it because it was a handshake deal, and especially after what happened with them in the end. Well, because he told us we were going to extend the lease, and
and then
I'm sure he had his reasons, whatever. But it was still it was really stressful for us, and we'd taken him at his word. So when we moved there, it was this we live in a little typical Southwest Florida home. It's concrete block. It's the same floor plan everybody has. It was built in 83, 86?
Something like that, yeah.
We have this thing that we call the Thunderdome in the kitchen, which is definitely a remnant of the late 80s.
Which is like a cutout, and in the middle of it is a ceiling fan. Around the edges are 2 4-foot long or 5-foot long fluorescent lighting, which is covered with these curved, flexible
But the panels are beige,
they're off color.
It's just not a good look.
So it looks like a dome, but it lights up in a hideous fluorescent light.
But the thing that's crazy about it is this house, they consider it old, because in Florida your house is old. If it's more than 20 years old, it's hard to get insurance. So anyway, people kept telling us how old this is an old house, this is an old house, and we're like, the house we moved from was built in 1835, so hold my beer. And we lived in this gorgeous gorgeous farmhouse tin ceilings, wide plank floors, crown molding,
8.5-foot ceilings,
full acre fenced in yard. And when you were back there were so many mature trees that it was like there was nothing else. And our neighbors were the frickin' Marshfield Inn. And if you're not familiar with the Marshfield Inn, you should get familiar with it. Dave says, Mostas, I'm so happy for you both. Yeah, now you have a place to come back and visit. So book your flight.
You know what to expect.
Yeah, you know what to expect. We know.
And if you're like,
do you know how many people
it's a 2-star property.
Do you know how many people I've had to hold off on booking their travel plans because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to live?
All right. I get the right of refusal on all visitors, right? Because
not all.
I know some of these people coming down. I don't know them.
Well, you love Dave.
And Anne came down. That was nice.
Anne was a delight, but she's not here. So, but you did love Dave.
I don't love Dave. I mean, Dave's good. Right?
Why do you love him?
I don't feel love for Dave.
Why don't you feel love for him?
I don't know him that well.
Well, you should know him more because he's lovable as fuck.
Wow. You guys have all the love. I'll have the like.
Well, I love him the most.
I like Dave.
Burrowing out.
I
knew you were here, Dave.
Surfing around.
Yeah, but you like when my friends come to visit because they entertain me and get me out of your hair.
Yes, and they watch bad movies that I don't want to watch.
Dave didn't want to watch it either.
Yeah, no, he did not.
Anyway, watch Excision. I thought it was delightful. Dave said, Doug, you love me.
You can't love rape
romance.
No love raping.
I will say this. You guys have one thing in common, and that is that you are not Patriots fans. And that is going to be a big factor going into this year because Doug is very excited about the Bills. Dave very excited about the Giants.
And I don't think anybody's excited about
So did the Bills ever play the Giants?
Every once in a while. I don't know. I think they are playing them this year. I think.
I won't know who to root for.
Oh.
It will depend on who makes me mad that day. Dave doesn't usually make me mad because I don't live with him.
And you don't, yeah. And he's
so I'm probably gonna root for the Giants. Sorry. Oh, I have to pick up your present. Dave said, Giants, baby. I don't even know who's on the Giants, but I do know absolutely every detail of the entire Buffalo Bills team, including the water boy and his last colonoscopy results.
What do you know about the Bills? Who is their head coach?
Some white guy.
Partial credit. Who is their quarterback?
Josh Allen.
Excellent. Who is their kicker?
A black guy. Hispanic guy.
Nope.
A white guy.
A white guy.
I didn't know that white guys were allowed.
White
to be
guy named after a fish.
Anymore.
Do you know?
White men can't kick.
I will give you a first name and you give me a last name.
Okay.
Von
Miller.
Steph.
Diggs.
Gabe. Tre'Davious
White.
Very good.
Who's the one that died on the field?
Damar
Hamlin.
There you go.
And he wore that jacket that nobody liked. And then I had some questions about what happened on the field there.
No. He's back.
He did wear a jacket that people didn't like.
I don't think you know any more Bills. They play play in what state?
In Buffalo, New York. I don't really like this game. I don't like this game. I don't want to know the things about football.
You said you know everything and you know 4 things.
I know way more than 4 things. I know chain gang. I know end zone. I know yards. I know 1st and 10. I know defense. I know offense. I know line of scrimmage. I know flag on the play. I know what this means.
Do you know about naked bootleg?
I know what this means. I know about your deflated balls. I know about.
They weren't mine. They belonged to one Sir Thomas O'Brady. Oh.
I know that Tom Brady went and played for Tampa Bay, and they wanted to see who was better. Was it him or is it Belichick? And Belichick cuts the sleeves off his shirt, and he's stupid. You hate him, and you yell at him in your sleep.
I don't hate him. I think that he should show a little more class, grace, and respect for members of the media and some of his players.
I like Gronk. He's like a Great Dane. He's like goofy.
You know where Gronk's from? Buffalo, New York.
Why isn't he playing for
Buffalo?
You
know who his favorite team is? Buffalo.
Why?
Grown up?
Well, his favorite team now?
Well, it'll be whoever
He's
wants
retired.
to
What is he doing these days?
Just being a doof.
He's on like every reality show.
Yeah.
Why aren't you on every reality show?
Because I'm not a doof.
Is he going to go on Big Brother?
Nolan would love it. He probably would.
Side
He's too
note,
big to fit in the house.
Side note, my stepson Nolan got me watching Big Brother, and it's the worst show ever. that has ever existed. This child has watched every episode. It is the worst show that has ever existed. It's completely stupid, and I'm invested in it. But my friend Red got kicked off, so I don't know if I need to
I don't know if it's the worst ever, because they're in the late 80s, mid-late 80s, there was a show called Cop Rock.
Oh, I loved Cop Rock.
You watch Cop Rock?
That shit is amazing.
Let's go. We got to watch some Cop Rock. We got to find it on YouTube or something.
We do need to watch some Cop Rock. Hey, have you looked for the snake lately?
I looked for him. I didn't see him.
Do you think the lizard ate the snake?
No, I think he probably found a little snake haven for himself.
A snake haven?
Yeah.
He got out of the tomato plant and went to a snake haven.
Yeah, he found himself a little snake haven. He knows where he needs to go, not me. I just put him in a place where I thought he might enjoy. A nice tomato plant with soil. It was a, kind of a not a damp situation, but not the blazing sun of the rock, where he was living under the one of the inflatables over there. He was living under there.
Maybe he went back over there. Maybe you just.
You want me to go look for him?
I just want to know if he's okay.
I'm sure he's fine.
I think a lizard ate
him. He got this far.
So now I voluntarily have lizards and so the lizards are fine. I'm cool with the lizards. It's the snakes I'm not necessarily.
That snake was adorable.
He was very, very cute.
What are you looking around like he's going to get you?
I'm worried that the blind snake is going to come back again. I don't know how to find your snake, but I want to show that because I don't think. Oh, Trace is here. Hey, Trace. Trace says hi, peeps. Trace, Dave. Well, from other podcasts. I wanted to pull up the snake. Can you pull up the snake?
The snake?
The ring neck, because Dave didn't see it, and it was so cool.
Well, he would have seen it because you posted it on your page.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
never mind. He was a little baby snake. It was so cute.
Well, some people are like, he's not a baby. Well, yes, he was a baby. So they don't get that big, but this.
But they don't get that. Like, how big do they get? Like, they get like that big.
Like
they
8
get
inches
like
long.
that. So they're. But does it get like that? Was like the size of angel hair pasta.
It doesn't.
The size of regular pasta?
It doesn't get all that thick, but it does.
So why do they even call it a snake? Why don't they just call it a worm?
Because it's a snake.
I don't think snakes can be that small. I think worms can be that small.
Oh my god! The other thing was smaller than that, and it was also a snake. It was the blind snake.
We should measure him.
Oh my god!
Why are you making a face palm? Doug is in a mood.
Because
can I tell you why Doug
is? This is why I'm in a mood right here. Because all right, so if it's a snake, it's a snake. If it's a worm, it's a worm. It's segmented. We went through this on the other podcast the other night.
I have something to say.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You are being a fucking grouch. Can I tell you what happened?
Snake is a snake.
Let me just tell you what happened. So the other night we're in the pool and we're playing Get That Dirty Cock Away From Me, as we do. And I'm hoping that we're going to do tonight exercise.
It's freezing in this pool.
It's not freezing in this pool, and it's exercise that'll make you hot and it'll cool you off.
Oh, really?
So we're playing Get That Dirty Cock Away From Me, and I have a tank top on, and my titties keep just popping out the top. And at some point, I just give up. Normally, I'm out here naked, but we had the podcast coming up, so I was like, okay, I'm going to play this. And so the neighborhood kids come up to the side of the pool, and I quickly pull my top up, or try to pull my top up, and we give them beverages and popsicles. Chris, Sebastian, and Zach, very nice kids. Very polite. Couldn't have been more polite if they tried. Doug went and got them drinks. So then yesterday, I was not feeling well. I went to bed at what?
She wasn't feeling well. She was like sleeping. She was in the bedroom, and I was cooking dinner, and I hear a knock at the door, like over my headphones, and I'm like, I go out there, and he's like, "Can I have a drink?" And it was only one of the kids, and I was like, "Dude, you can't come here every day for a drink. I can't give you a drink every day."
Yes, we can.
But I was in such a bad mood.
Yes, we can.
And then I felt so bad about it. I went down there. They were shooting hoops. So I brought them each a seltzer.
And you said, sorry, I'm a grumpy old man. Sorry.
And then they asked me a question. They're like, do you know a lot about basketball? I'm like, no. They asked me a question about rules of basketball.
Oh, actually, you guys might be able to be the tiebreaker on this. Okay. So you explain it.
So the one kid goes, well, if you stop dribbling, you hold the ball, you can't move.
Which kid?
I don't know what kid.
The tall one?
I don't know.
The tall one that you threw the football with is Chris.
I don't know. I don't know which one's which.
Okay.
And so he's like, if you hold the ball, you can't move, right? You can pivot, but you can't take a step. He goes, but if somebody knocks the ball out of your hand and you get it back, you can move all you want. I go, yeah. And he goes, but can you hit the other guy's hand and make it look like you dropped it? I'm like, no, I don't think you can do that.
And then it continue to dribble and shoot and whatnot.
Right. So
we don't think that you can touch it, but it's street ball.
Street ball, yeah.
We grew up playing street ball. Like my uncle used to pick me up and throw me in the trash barrel.
We couldn't afford a basketball, so we used like a lot of tape. Anyway, so I go, it's been a long time since I've really been into basketball. I go, you guys ever heard of? And these guys are like 12, 13, something like that.
8th grade and 7th grade.
And so I go, you guys ever heard of Larry Bird? And they're like, no. And the neighbor across the street, she's older woman, probably a little older than me. She's like starts busting a gut laughing. She goes, "You're probably as old as their grandfather."
You probably are.
Probably.
Wait, hang on. So if they're 12.
Yes.
So you would have
their
to be
parents
like
could have had
20,
them
32, 52. Yeah, you're old enough to be their grandfather.
Well,
Trace says that would be a foul. So we'll let them know.
But
the OG lesbians have chimed in.
It's an offensive foul. It's an offensive foul because you take the ball and you hit the guy's hand with it and fake like you dropped it. That's what.
Well, if you try to run, it would be a foul because to be traveling.
Well, traveling is the first foul, but if
traveling would be the foul.
But taking the ball and hitting somebody's hand with it.
Oh well, that could be considered a foul. There's a lot you can sneak by a ref. I mean, I'm not that kind of player, but like a lot of people are big fans of an elbow on a rebound.
Yeah, like Lambier. Offensive foul.
Don't recommend it. Trace says offensive foul.
Yeah.
Can you come down here and be like
hey,
by the way, Trace, I don't know what's going on with your house. So for those of you who haven't been paying attention, Tracy and her wife, Becky, and their family, OG Lesby crew, put an offer in on a house in Georgia. Gorgeous house. Obsessed. And the house had an outbuilding, like a pool house. It's a full house. So Tracy and Becky no longer get vag blocked, and the rest of the family can have the other house. There's a big pool, fenced-in yard for the dogs. Perfect. However, some questions came up on the inspection. So
she said she played basketball since the second grade.
Yes, well, we're getting off topic. Okay. I also played in Catholic school.
So we may have found a house for you.
Hang on a second. So Trace, they had some stuff come back in the inspection, so they're not sure what they're going to do. And I'm like, that's because you're going to be our neighbors. So we just started looking at houses today because we're like, looking at. We just started to look just to see like what's out there. Like obviously we're not going to be buying anytime soon, but we just wanted to see what was out there. We've seen several houses with outbuilding in-law houses with fenced-in yards and the whole Michigas and land. And I'm just saying.
Can you pull up that round turret house with the brick turret?
Oh yeah, let me just narrow that shit down.
This one house was like a typical Florida house, but it had this round turret with like the triangular roof on it that was like a brick room, and it looked like a gnome should live there.
It didn't really look like it looked so weird. It really did.
Tracy reports lots wrong on the inspection, including major plumbing issues.
I have major plumbing issues too. Okay, let's see. Max is 500.
I thought you could pull it up on your open tabs or something.
On my open tabs of my phone?
Yeah, I have open tabs on my phone all the time.
Well, I don't have open tabs on my phone because I didn't look at it in my phone.
Oh yeah.
No. No, not for rent, to buy. $500,000.
And there was one house that was green on the outside, green on the inside, had a green tub.
It was awful.
It was green everywhere. Another house had Legos like sort of painted on the garage and on the corner of the thing, like big, like 3x2 Lego blocks, so it looked colorful and like a Lego house. And there were some houses that you don't think the people will ever be moving out from because there was so much
crap. Jesus Christ.
So much stuff. And
yeah, well, that's the thing.
We looked at one foreclosure.
I just like looking to see what these people are doing with their houses. Like, are you kidding me?
The foreclosure one, probably every tile in the entire house was broken or in some way, shape, or form.
Well, that was one of many.
And wasn't there a resin chair on top of the bed? The wind is blowing me around the pool right now.
I don't know. I'm looking this up, so you're going to have to talk about something. So tell them about all the places. So where do we live before the Marshfield house?
So before Marshfield, we lived at the Cracked Inn.
Which was temporary.
It was a temporary 2-month lease between our old house and the farmhouse in Marshfield. We found this place in Scituate. They were going to Airbnb it or something, but they didn't want to furnish it. So we said, give it to us for the summer. We got a place in September. We'll take it for 2 months. Here's what you want for it. And we didn't really move in. We just sort of took just stuff we needed, and used pretty much the place as half storage and half living.
Well, it was funny too because we weren't even planning on packing, but our friends got a little overzealous. So all unpacky on us. So we're like, okay, I guess
this was across the street from the ocean, and we ended up blowing up our floats and going over and tying the floats together and anchoring the floats. So
Sandhill Beach, motherfuckers.
Sandhills.
Amazing.
So So we had a blast that summer. But the beauty of the crack den, and I think we've talked about it before, is that we didn't put up any curtains. We put up
beach
towels over the windows, and then they had the crank out windows, so the air conditioning. We had one of those, like.
Can I show the house with the train? That was a good one.
Oh, there was a house with a train.
Maybe it was this one.
So the crack den, the beauty of it was just not giving a crap, because normally you have people over, you want the place, whatever, to look nice, you have nice curtains, whatever. And then this place, we just did not care. And so we spent a lot of time in the ocean. We're right next to the St. Hills General Store. We got Italian grinders for lunch, and
almost every day
you just walked across and got them, and it was fantastic. So that was.
But the best line of all came from Micah Trehan.
Oh yeah. So Micah Trehan, they use a lot of Airbnbs when they travel and things.
They've been around the world.
Right? So, we're explaining to her dad that they were going to do Airbnb, and but then they decided to just rent it to us because they didn't want to. They were going to sell it, and it was only for 2 months.
Sale wasn't going to be for a while, so
they
it was
didn't
going to sit empty.
So, little Indian girl, she goes, "Papa, this does not look like an Airbnb."
And it was not like an Airbnb at all.
It really was not.
Trace says, "Oh my gosh, green everything." We may get back there. She said foreclosed because 4 tenants went to jail for domestic violence, including breaking every tile. Yeah. It's possible.
I knew a guy that had a short sale in my old neighborhood, and he went in. He was an electrician. He went in the walls and just messed with all the wiring and hooked everything up wrong. It was kind of a jerk move. But
wait,
whatever.
Who did this?
It was somebody in Walpole that had a short sale on the house in the neighborhood, and I think he wasn't happy about it, and went and rewired everything in the house.
Can you blame him? Trey says that's the house before Marshfield, and the house before that, oceanfront, Surfside Road, Minot Beach, 5 years. It was pretty awesome. Trey says laughing her ass off. So I didn't find the turret house, but I am going to bring up this house because it's hilarious. So this is in Palm Bay, and the funny thing is we had looked at houses in Palm Bay, but not quite this one. Let's see what we can get. This house. Okay, ready, you guys? Let's see if we can show this to you. Share screen. Chrome tab.
There it is.
That's the one. I just selected all the windows, though.
Just go window, and then, yeah, you can.
Okay, so if I scroll on this, does it scroll on that? It must. Okay, so here we go. So it's got this cute little pond out front. Oh, cute little pond.
It looks like idyllic.
Pretty sure that's a wooden house, which is not ideal in Florida. We get a lot of termites. That looks like some glass block right there. What are you doing on your phone?
I was going to find the turret house.
I'll find the turret house. So we don't, okay, like nice garage, like mature landscaping.
A lot of knickknacks.
Lots of decorations.
A lot of little plaster statues.
Oh, beautiful mature rock wall plants. Oh, I like this little painting. That's cheeky and cute.
And more things, more little plaster
there's an owl. Like this is very like old Florida.
Then you got this little entryway
with all these shelves. What are you going to put on those shelves?
Yeah.
I feel like you could put a lot of plants on those
shelves. You could
shelves.
put plants on those shelves.
You put a fuckload of plants there. That would be like plant heaven. I would go in and plant that motherfucker up. And then here you've got a room with like a lot of knickknacks. Doug would go into that painting and paint some fucked up shit.
That painting is deluxe.
Perhaps we can make this a little music room for ourselves. I don't know.
Well, they have a little keyboard that they put a towel over.
They have a lot of art. They really do have a lot of art.
Stuff.
I don't really know what the decor style is. Like, is this Asian?
It's Asian inspired. It's Asian
like,
fusion.
Is it like late 80s modern? Is it country?
It's all of those things.
Because then you got and then you got this like Florida tropical kind of vibes, but then you got country again, and then you got these nice wood plank floors. But
what is that right there? Is that a coffee maker next to the bed?
It could be.
It's probably a CPAP machine. What is that?
I don't know. It's maybe it's one of those formula machines.
Maybe.
I don't know. And then
hi-fi.
More
hi-fi.
They've got this dresser and then a file cabinet. Like, what is going on?
Some space,
this is original bathroom to this house. Yeah. Like that is OG back in the day. But look at their assortment of towels. It's very festive.
They have backup.
Like I kind of feel like these people might be friends. Like, okay, this is OG kitchen
going on here.
What color appliances do we have? We've got black. We got white. Like we are all more black. We are all over the place with our appliances. We don't have any knobs on our cabinets. Oh, that's some fluorescent lighting right there. I like a little fluorescent lighting. I gotta look at the comments here. Trey says yard sale special house. Dude, wait, it gets better. It gets better.
It gets much better.
Look at that country delight right there.
I
would only buy this house if they include that dining room set.
But look at who has padded chairs like that at their dining room?
Us, when we buy that house, we insist that they include the chairs.
Can you scroll down a little? Because I like the border at the chair rail, and then there's border up top. There you go. Look at that.
Double border. And look,
it's
fake
double.
plants. Fake plants with lights.
That makes you think you're going into an Italian
villa. I
feel
like these people, look, you got a really bad drum oil and a fake fireplace and more shelves. You could put your tchotchkes there.
You could load up.
Oh my God. And so the description of this house is lovingly curated. Boy, is it ever. Y'all, we haven't even gotten to the best part.
Oh, I know what the best part is.
Okay, so here you go.
Not your best part.
Again, you've got your IKEA shelves, your regular shelves, you got your recliners, you got your country swag, your fake fireplace. Padded chairs, you got some bar stools. They just have very eclectic taste. They like different things.
Oh, look at
another wallpaper border, just to remind you to read
master,
books.
I think, isn't it?
I don't think.
I
don't think so. I think this is the den. It had a lot of living rooms. Looks like they've got some military service. Thank you for your service, despite the fact that you have terrible taste.
Little desk.
Oh, it's a lot of clutter. How are these people ever moving out of this house?
There's a futon.
They've got a futon. It's like a guest area type thing. They really like these cute things. I went through a phase where we liked those. They were great when you have kids. Those things are freaking awesome. If you have a craft room. So here's another.
There's a lot going on.
Here's
there.
Another living room, and there's this is that another set of padded chairs.
That is another set because the other.
They have 2 sets of padded chairs, people. And I think this is one of the houses you might be able to purchase with the furniture included. I'm not sure.
What is going on there?
It's just a lot of art and decorations, and they really like to decorate. They've got wine. What is that? What is that?
We don't know what the steps.
We don't know what these steps are. If you know what these steps are,
it looks like it's rock, but they made
rock steps. I'm like, oh, is there a sunken hot tub there? And they walk into it.
Are those DVDs or VHS? Room.
These are VHS tapes, but these are DVDs. But wait. There's more.
Oh, that's a VHS video store
tapes,
right there.
Just in case you want to open a video
and another
store.
Step to get up there.
I don't know. There's tile, and it's tile on the wall. Was it an indoor swimming pool?
It used to be a grotto.
Was it a
There's
hot
another
tub?
keyboard with a towel on it.
Was it a sauna? Why do they put towels on their keyboards? Is it because it was a sauna? There's a cat. You're what the fuck are we? Okay, and they have their country garden empty and enter with a happy heart. I'm down with that. I love this little awning thing. Snakes are gonna come and hit you in the head, but whatever. And they've got these eclectic choice and chairs and all these umbrellas, 4 umbrellas in this very odd pool. It's I think it's just concrete blocks.
I think they just
they put water in it. They're like, here's some concrete blocks, and we're gonna fill it up with water.
So
and here's some. Wait, you guys haven't even gotten to the best part. There's the pool, which I think that is a handmade PVC handle, and the pool is basically a kiddie pool. And there's an outbuilding. Wait, what's that? A train track
that goes around the pool.
Hang on, no. That's a train set. Okay.
Train set.
And there's sand there, but they're why isn't there any decorations? Perhaps a sandcastle.
Is it the beach train?
It's perhaps, but shouldn't there be some sort of beach theme decorations, tiki huts or what have you? Maybe an abandoned boat. Up and here we go. Oh my God, I didn't realize it has a waterfall. It has a water feature. Oh, and there's some nice exposed plumbing. That's always a good look. An aerial view.
All right, so hang
on, we haven't even gotten to the best part. Ready. Okay, so you've got all these.
There it is.
There's a whole train set and a whole train community on this property, and you could have a train yard for the bargain price, and it's all painted on the side of your house. And
all right, if that train actually went in the house and went around the house and
outdoor shower, more of the train stuff. Again, I would argue that some of this should probably go on the beach area. Oh, and this is an outbuilding.
It's like a little.
You have a swing in there, and that's
you have
pretty much it.
I love the broom and the carpet. I love that.
Well, they sweep the carpet.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of gator ramp is that?
An
alligator is going to come up your ramp and be in your backyard. I'm down with it. I'm totally down with it. I just wanted you guys to know that if you come to visit us at this house that we're going to buy, there's going to be gators, just so you know.
That's where they apparently dump their grass clippings.
Perhaps. What is that?
That's like a mud hut.
What is that? Oh, it's a tree. Okay, so there's definitely gators in there.
So
this is another outbuilding.
This is another outbuilding.
This
you go down this path.
There's like you go down and it's like I don't even know what that is.
A workshop.
It's like a little workshop.
Because there's a goat head in there.
Gun. Where's the goat head?
Is that a goat head up there? What is that?
I lost it.
There it is.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's just it's something on a hook. I thought it was antlers.
I don't think there's a goat head. It's just like they have a lot of screwdrivers and hammers and stuff. And plastic bins. And there's a bench.
If you get tired on the way to the woodshed. Now here's the other building.
So there's like 5 buildings. This might be the man cave. And then there's like a little pond. You put a turtle in there. There's another waterfall. There's like a little it's lake. Like this is like Mr. Miyagi's house if Mr. Miyagi was a meth head.
Like there's some
no, but it's got a lot of really great,
like kind of cool.
It's got and this is the man. Look at that. It's got an actual man cave with a chimney and a television, and then I'm just telling you that this is like I feel like this is the direction we would want to go with our home. Yeah, but just like not awful.
There's just there's a lot going on.
Like it's not really coordinated in any way.
And you're on the canal.
And you're on the canal, which is fine. But I just want you guys to know that if you're interested in 2547 Diane Ave Southeast.
Look at that bargain price.
You should know is they have a backup offer that's in negotiation.
So really we just wasted everyone's
time. This house is one of a kind. You will spend hours enjoying the outside sanctuary. The seller should put their heart and soul into the home. Maybe they should keep a little of their heart and soul.
And by soul, they mean little knickknack.
Now it's time for new owners to take over where they left off. It's 0.69 acres, fish ponds pass throughout the yard, a 300-foot deep well. There's a man cave and a cabin that has a TV, chimney, and much more. Inside, there is no carpet, split bedrooms, a formal dining room, formal living room, a music room, a 10x22 room for extra entertainment. So much to discover at this home. Call Wendy. Okay.
All right. Show the price. Show the bargain price.
It's not expensive.
It's $375 bargain price right there
for $1,600. But again, I think that Beck, Trace, I realize that you're stressing about your house and it's frustrating. But let me just tell you, let me just tell you right now, it could be a lot worse.
It could be yours.
So Trace says, I don't know what she's doing, but she said, I like the Titanic shades. I know, right? Like,
reclining.
Paint me like one of your French girls. I have a picture. There's a picture of me where I'm like naked on the bed in a hotel in Miami, and like the sky is behind it. And it's back when I was hot.
You're hot now.
Thank you. But I was like smoke show hot in that picture.
Yes, indeed. I would like to dig up that
I want him to paint it. I'll show it to you guys. I'm gonna send it out as my fucking Christmas card this year.
with bars.
No bars. Fuck that.
No bars.
Just rock out with my titties out. Trace says, "Holy crap! I know."
It is something.
Yes, that is a gator-friendly ramp. It's like for a disabled gator.
For disabled gators.
Quite get up the hill.
Speaking of disabled gators, there was a gator they found, but it was missing the top jaw. Thing. I don't know how that thing survives.
Oh, actually, I had a video that I thought we should watch. I don't know if I can pull this up, but I'm going to try it because this video it's the truth. Is it this one? Okay. So apparently, what are you doing?
I was trying to see if I had any.
Oh my God!
Well, if I'm
hedgehog sniff.
Oh.
Okay. SMS. Doug. See. Okay. Let's see if we can pull this up. I saw this video and I thought it was both adorable and hilarious. And I'm just saying that if you know any bears, please tell them that hedgehogs do not have a flange. Wait, what is that? What is?
I think you still left your other window open.
So how do I close that?
You have to go to the main. Oh, I don't know. That's not active, so don't worry about it.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to present. So I want to open that. And then I'm going to do present. Stop screen, present, share screen, window, this one?
That one, yeah.
Okay. Y'all. Did it not?
The little hedgehog mistakenly thought the black bear's anus was his home.
Yeah, so is there no audio? Oh, there it is. Let me know.
Look at the cave to go home. At the beginning of the video, the black bear was sleeping soundly. Suddenly, a little hedgehog appeared in surveillance. The little hedgehog is looking for its way home as usual. Little hedgehog bypasses tree stumps, discovering that the way home is different from usual. There seems to be a wall blocking the way. What's even more strange is that it's a moving wall, almost flattened the little hedgehog alive. The black bear felt pain from being pricked by small hedgehog in its neck, so he immediately stood up to see what was causing him pain. But before eyes it was pitch black. In addition, the black bear is still immersed in the beautiful dream just now. No small hedgehog was found to exist. Soon the black bear fell asleep again, and the little hedgehog always feels like his home is nearby. So the little hedgehog groped around the black bear's asshole, because little hedgehogs usually come home by smell, and the black bear's buttocks exactly matched the taste of home. The ecstatic little hedgehog finally found my way home. Believe little hedgehog will go home and sleep soundly later. But the black bear, due to the little hedgehog's exploration, he felt a strange itching, but the sleepy black bear is very sleepy, so didn't care so much about it. Went straight to sleep again. Afterwards, the little hedgehog turned back again to find way home. Perhaps the cave was blocked by mud again today. The little hedgehog decided to break open the soil and forcibly enter the cave. Just as little hedgehog put his head into the hole, the black bear suddenly stood up and sat the little hedgehog directly under its buttocks. Fortunately, the black bear's rough skin and thick flesh have fallen asleep again. It is unknown whether little hedgehog is doing well at present, but the black bear currently appears to have no adverse reactions. After about a few minutes, the black bear felt unbearable pain in its buttocks. It's like something got stuck in the butt. After some examination, turned out to be an unknown object. Due to the huge recoil of the black bear, the little hedgehog has been mercilessly flattened. The black bear was disturbed by the little hedgehog. He looked helpless. At this moment, the little hedgehog, still in a coma, remained motionless, but soon the unconscious little hedgehog slowly woke up. The moving hedgehog made the black bear look confused. Due to their eyesight, black bears can be considered blind at night, but moving up close can also make the black bear see clearly. The black bear seems unable to believe everything in front of him, so pretend haven't seen anything before. But the awakened little hedgehog woke up completely. The black bear was ultimately completely confused. I believe the little hedgehog will never dare to go home and sleep again in the future.
I would like to know where on earth a hedgehog and a bear coexist.
I probably everywhere. I don't know, the zoo. So Donna says, "Yay, you don't have to move. Book your flight, girl." Anne's here. Hey, girl, say hi. Trace is laughing her head off. Like I said, hedgehogs do not have a flange. So if you know any bears, tell them not to put a hedgehog up their ass. No one should put a hedgehog up their ass. If you're gonna put a hedgehog up your ass, you have to have some sort of string on it, like a tampon.
Well, hedgehogs live in East Africa, West Africa, and Central
and
Africa.
Zoos.
Well,
Trace is laughing. Tran says it's too freaking funny. Trace says, "Oh my god, hilarious!" I like to bring a little joy to the world.
That was very good.
Joy to the world with bad houses off Realtor.com. Hedgehogs in the butt.
You talk about stuff in the butt quite a bit.
What are you looking for?
I want to see the black bear range. I want to see if that actually happened in nature.
I'm sure it didn't happen in nature.
I don't believe there are bears.
It's a goddamn TikTok video. I'm sure that the whole thing was a fake video.
It was.
Tracy said, "I did not pace myself at all. I cleaned my bedroom and kitchen, and man, do I wish I took some before and after pics of cleaning."
Oh,
that's actually, we were talking about that recently, and I forgot what it related to, but it's like sometimes like it's like working on yourself.
Yeah.
And cleaning are similar. Like when you're working on yourself, things get a little messy in the meantime. Like it looks worse than it was when you started.
Oh, yeah,
but in the end, it ends up way more. So you got to work on yourself. And, part of working on yourself is taking fucking breaks, Trace. Just set a timer.
Lady.
Just set a timer and use a timer. If you have a smartwatch or your phone, just set a little timer and say, okay, I'm going to work for however long, and I'm going to take a break for however long. I'm going to work, break. And on your break, you can sit down and do stuff, and make sure you're sitting down when you do things. Well, I do want her to keep only the things that bring her joy.
I think many things.
I don't want her to be sick. And, I wish I was in a position to help out because I would. Donna says, Lemmy Winks on South Park went up Mr. Slave's ass. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to have to watch that episode because I am so South Park behind. It's not even funny. Trace says, so true. She said, I totally lost track of time. She says no smartwatch. I got to tell you, the smartwatch is probably terrible for you. And I bought Doug one that was rated really well, but it doesn't seem to be accurately measuring his blood pressure because they think it's like 126/84.
I'm cured.
Yes, best blood pressure ever. I think that would make his blood pressure almost as good as mine.
And that we can have that. It's not a contest.
It kind of is a contest to see who can live the longest. Because although here's the thing, if you die first. If you die first, I have no money or way to support myself, but at least I know how to pay the bills. I know how to handle things. I know how to off myself. Whereas if I go first, you're going to be so overwhelmed by bill paying and like how to log into accounts and what to do. And you'll just be miserable and stressed out, and you'll eventually stroke out and just drool on yourself till you die. Eat Cheez-Its and fucking Dr. Pepper. So with any luck on, a hedgehog will climb up his ass.
That was an
Tree says,
shut up, Owl.
Don't tell me shut up.
Is he on the cage?
Be chatty, Owl. We love you. Trace says he was a gerbil. Yes, I remember that. Trace says, I love my Invicta watch. Tell me more about your Invicta watch. It's not a smartwatch. It's like a regular watch.
It's a watch. Just
I have an Apple Watch, and the reason I like it is because it will tell me when my heart rate is elevated. So, because I have POTS, so my heart rate will suddenly spike up to like 105, and all of a sudden I get beep, beep, beep. Well, it doesn't beep, it buzzes at me. So that's helpful. And I've been connecting my rings for quite some time. Although, again, this week was a lot of resting this week. And hopefully, Trace says it's just a regular diving watch. I have a dive computer, which is actually for diving.
Does it tell you the time of day?
Yeah. The dive computer, the new Apple Watch Pro, which is the expensive one, is a dive computer in addition to being an Apple Watch.
Well, isn't that special?
So if I ever get healthy, when I get healthy enough to dive again, I'll be fucking ponying up the big bucks. Because I definitely need a dive computer. Mine is old as shit. Actually, I don't know if any of my dive gear works. It'd be fun to practice in the pool, but you'd have to carry all my gear out here for me.
That gear is so heavy. It's not even fun.
I used to be able to carry it myself.
It's so heavy.
I used to be able to do all kinds of fun things.
But yet it made it down to Florida.
Well, because I don't want to give up hope that I'm going to dive again.
Well, I don't want to give up hope either.
But I probably will need new dive gear when it's time to dive again.
So we can throw that out or sell it on eBay.
It's not really worth anything. It wasn't worth anything. I bought it, and it's so funny too because we had a GoFundMe for my medical expenses at one point, and which we gave up on. I wanted to go to Germany for this treatment, and it was gonna be like a lot. And of course, all the supplements and stuff, it's all this extra money. And I got death threats. And somebody was like, well, sell your dive gear. And I'm like, oh yeah, let me sell my dive gear. It's worth
$80.
Like, it's worth nothing. Like, it's all old stuff. Nobody wants it. Like, is it safe? Maybe. I mean, it was back then when I first got sick, it was safe, but like, it was very old. It was like old rentals that I bought from or Craigslist shit that I bought for like next to nothing. But like, yeah, if I bought proper dive gear, I'd probably be looking at $1,000 at least. At least $1,000.
Well,
before a dive watch. One of these days.
Get that.
I'm gonna get healthy.
Get that OnlyFans going.
Hey, I'm gonna get healthy. I'm gonna dive again, and you're gonna learn how to swim, and you're gonna dive with me.
I'm terrified of the water.
You'll be fine.
That's like me taking you for a polar bear petting zoo.
I fucking picked up a snake all by myself yesterday.
You used a paddle.
I picked up the snake by myself yesterday.
Paddle.
So I still picked it up.
Okay.
That was a big progress for me. You know how I feel about
I'm glad
snakes.
that you had that.
We're going to expand our horizons.
My horizons are sleepy.
So there's some sort of hurricane coming, but it's not coming to Florida?
It looks to go between Puerto Rico and Bermuda and turn up.
I don't really
is what they're
know.
thinking. And
Are they like off the coast of the Carolinas? I don't know where anything is.
Bermuda is off the coast of well off the coast of like the Carolinas.
So off the coast of the Carolinas.
And maybe a little south of there. But it's a monster storm. But they're saying that the last storm, Idalia, that we had is up like off of Canada somewhere, and it's actually keeping this high pressure in place. And so what happens is it's scooting along the bottom of the high pressure, and then it recurves back out into the ocean, and that's what they think is going to happen with this. Otherwise, that'd be a monster storm hitting the land. We don't need it.
Trey says, I have never been diving, but it's on my list to learn so I can be part of the fantastic forensic dive team. Let me just tell you something. There's so many jobs for divers.
Oh.
What?
thinking about forensic dive team. There's these very famous photos of the dive team that went down and got Otis Redding out of the wreckage of his plane in freezing waters in December in Wisconsin, and
dry suit.
Yeah, but it's like it's still got to be freezing down there. And they pulled up I think 3 people in that day, and then an additional person the next day or something.
So there's a lot of
water for a day or two.
So it's not even just the cold of the water of it all. It's that the fact that these divers have to pull up dead people, and like a lot of time, like there have been a few. There's not a lot of diving deaths, but it's usually people that don't know their equipment or shouldn't be diving in the first place. There was a rebreather death. Oh God, actually that was 2013. I think it was 2012 or 2013. There was a rebreather death, which was an advanced diver with a rebreather, and he died, and they had to pull him up. And my old boss was actually going to the funeral. And then there's occasionally like people will be like, they don't know what they're doing. They're going to try something out without being properly trained. If you're properly trained and you know like what you're doing, scuba diving is not a dangerous sport. And I highly recommend East Coast Divers. If you're in the Boston area, I actually got my cert from another dive shop that I don't like nearly as well. Nick and Alex at East Coast Divers are amazing. They even have a scuba rangers program that starts with little kids, 8 years old. They is it at Northeastern or BU, their pool that they use?
BU.
They use the BU pool for certs, and they do an explore diving class. It costs $50, but they give you a $50 store credit, which, by the way, I still have a $50 store credit at that dive shop. And I still have like 5 tank fills there. So there you go. So I definitely recommend trying it. Trace says, I like dead people. She says, thank you. East Coast Divers. Yeah. Well, you should be gone soon. So East Coast Divers will not be your jam, but they do a lot of trips. I don't know about Alex, but Nick is really big he's a free diver. And so he's done like the Red Bull games, and he's done like all these like crazy photo shoots and stuff. I also recommend joining the Facebook group, New England Scuba Divers of New England. I'm in it. It's a great group, really helpful people if you're ever looking for somebody to dive with, if you're looking for gear. And there you go. Trace went to BU for her master's degree.
Got her master's. You always tell me she's not very bright.
She said it's so cool. I've never said Tracy wasn't very bright. I've said I'm going to leave you for Tracy, like on a daily basis.
That wouldn't be very bright.
She's amazing, which I have a hard time though, because I'm happy for her and Becky, but I kind of want a wife. What is that bottle next to the plant?
What's the bottle next to the plant?
Is that the salad dressing bottle?
Yes, which I need. Yeah.
So, yeah, we weren't super prepared tonight because we've had kind of an off week, and
the whole week was off.
Yeah, because and do you have work to do this weekend?
I could. Yeah,
you probably should because
I could. Yeah, I don't think I need to. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I need the house.
I need
some sleep.
You need some.
Is
sleep.
What I need is I need some sleep, some loving.
Well, I tried to get some loving twice.
Some good food.
I got to tell you, I've been watching Big Love, and I'm not a fan of like the Mormon like multiple wives situation.
I think it makes sense.
Or like religious fanatics or anything. If you're gonna have multiple, it should be multiple husbands. What one horny wife to stay home, multiple incomes. You can have all kinds of cool shit like Jeeps and boats, and
they're gonna sit around and watch football, and then you're gonna complain 3 times as much.
I'm gonna fucking go out. They can entertain each other. Bye. See ya.
No, they're not gonna entertain each other. They don't like each other.
They don't like each other. But they have to be friends.
They're all competitive douchebags. Is what they are.
How do you know? I wouldn't marry competitive douchebags.
Well, yes, you would. In this situation, you would.
No, I would. He's deciding who I'm going to marry. Anyway, I'm not a fan of the polygamy per se, but watching the show is really interesting. I guess there's people that do that. And then you realize that they have like, okay, well, so here's the thing. So I'm very susceptible to signals, I guess. What are you doing over there?
I'm just looking.
And so I'm watching this show and it's making me horny when they fuck. Like they don't fuck as a group. They just like one at a time. And boring. I don't find any of them we fuck one at a time and we're boring. But like I'm like, oh, it makes me horny. And then I'm like, Doug, let's fuck. And he doesn't always want to fuck. Did we have sex yesterday at all? No.
I thought it was yesterday.
No, it was the day before. We had 2 times the day before. Yesterday, no sex.
Then I thought I
today,
could cover the rest of the week.
Today, no sex. That's why we're grouchy.
Maybe.
I don't know. But anyway.
That and we're not
Tracy is laughing her ass off. We are definitely not doing things as a group. I just don't have the patience. And now I have to wear a swimsuit or something because children in the neighborhood come by for shelter. What are you going to do? We're going to play the game.
No, we're not playing the game.
Why not?
A, I'm too tired. B, it's too cold. And C, there's snakes.
You guys, he's ruining my life. So tell me when you're coming to visit, because we love you and we miss you. And I'm starting to worry about us because I don't know if it's because we haven't had time or I haven't been feeling well, but we haven't really had a lot of podcast material as of recent. And I don't know, maybe we need to go down to less days.
Maybe we need to go down a rabbit hole and get some podcast material.
I usually do that, but we've had so much going on. And actually I was supposed to deal with your health insurance today and I did not. And I was supposed to deal with your life insurance and I did not. So,
well, that's airing some dirty laundry. Let's get through the next week.
I got to get those two things taken care of on Monday.
Let's get through the next.
But we did get good news. We're getting a tax refund by some miracle.
You're gonna get tax refund.
We don't even know what to do with good news anymore. We really don't. We have no idea what we're going to do. I know Trace says for not having a lot, you made it to 9 p.m. Yeah, that was pretty much a bear with. This is what we got.
A bear.
Bad real estate listings. Bear with a hedgehog up its ass. All the places we've lived.
Don't knock it till you try it. Hedgehog.
You don't put a hedgehog up your ass. Don't do that.
It's got a tail.
It doesn't have a flange.
It's got a tail.
No, it has a nub.
Oh, it's got the nub.
You need something
and
substantial.
It's spiny too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
that would not be good coming back.
I've seen some interesting sex toys. I saw this glove. It was a blue glove and it had different shaped. Hang on, I'm gonna pull this up. I'm so glad. Sex toy. No, I saw this and I thought it was really interesting. I don't really know that I'm gonna get. No, that's
a pleasure poker.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But they have all kinds of different ones. So this is something for perhaps fun for your whole family.
I think the whole family should be using this.
Why not?
Together.
Well, it depends. If you live with adults. So, I'm
laughing at the thumb.
The thumb looks like a dick, and this one's ribbed in this way, and this one looks like a different dick, and this looks like the ribbed dick, and this looks like a pointy dick. There may be other options out there, but love glove.
This other one.
Trey says hallelujah for good news. Yeah, I think that there's other.
Maybe the love glove is
no glove.
What is this one up top though? There seems to be different options up top.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one is
what is this thing?
Whoa! What are you doing there?
I don't know what that's a waffle iron.
I feel like I would need antibiotics if I use this glove.
Waffle iron.
Oh Lord!
What else?
Lord, what is that?
I don't. That looks like a puppet.
This is a G-spot finger clit anal nipples vibrator, female masturbation massage, adult sex toys, waterproof rechargeable multi-frequency vibrator. Oh, so it's a vibrator. And see, here's the thing.
What's that?
I am finding, and y'all ladies can chime in. I'm not so much enjoying a finger on my clitoris anymore as I want a whole side of the hand or flat palm because it's too sensitive. My clit is
It makes that noise?
Yeah, sometimes. Trey says, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know what to say. We're learning new things along with you guys. And by the way, that comes in green as well. Just in case you want to read. It could. But I'm just saying there's so many interesting things on Amazon. Oh, and I was wondering if I should get this robe.
Oh yeah, let's see if the people like this robe.
I was gonna get it just to wear around the house. What do you guys think? Should I get that robe to wear around the house?
It's pretty fabulous.
It's really made of rayon though. I kind of wanted something satiny.
Flammable. As long as it's not flammable.
You might have to iron it. I don't like to do it. Trey says it looks like an alien finger. Well, that's one to check off your sex list, right? Well, your sex bucket list. Yeah. I've been fingered by an alien. No, I want to remove. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. So those are some options for your life. You can put things. I know, right? It is pretty. I was thinking something satin and super bougie.
Like something Zsa Zsa Gabor like?
Maybe. There's actually a collection that does swimsuits with matching sarongs.
Oh, it's wrong.
And I love that because, a lot of days, I just hang out in the pool and it would be cool to have, I have one swimsuit that kind of fits me, but my titties are always popping out of it.
Athletic swimsuit, like from a swim team.
Yeah, no. So I
Shorts.
I have big old titties and I have a long torso, so I'm hard to fit. And but there was this line that had swimsuits with matching sarongs, and I'm like, oh my god, how cool would it be to have 7 different ones for 7 days a week, and I could rotate them.
Wow.
What?
I'm on a turntable thing. Like you push.
No, I just would have them hanging out.
Plunge in the date, and it comes over, and that's the one you wear that day.
Pool, and I would have okay, because you hang it out to dry, and then you use the next one. I don't know.
So nice.
I don't know, but I need clothes desperately. I did buy some tank tops and some maxi skirts that are getting me through. But if you ever see me, all I ever wear is a maxi skirt and a tank top, a maxi skirt and a tank top, and
or nothing.
Or nothing.
Or the skirt as a whole dress.
Yeah, sometimes the tank top gets too tight, so I just take it off and wear it as a dress. There's a big lizard on the window over there.
Big lizard on. Oh, I can see him
right there.
How do you see that? Jeez.
I have good vision. And then speaking of vision, check out your contact lenses and see what kind they are. If you have UV protectant contact lenses, you might want to do a research and ask yourself if that's something you really want. I am having my doctor change me off of the UV protectant sunglasses. I switched to the Kirkland brand. You guys know how much I love Costco, but we're going off of it because it is UV protectant, and I do not want that because I want to absorb as much vitamin D as humanly possible. Although Doug and I should both be wearing our blue blocking glasses while we are on the computer. I bought him a pair at the Christmas tree shop for $5 long before it went on clearance. What are you over there having a date with the lizard in the middle of the podcast?
What kind of lizard it was?
It's an anole. Is it an anole?
Making sure it wasn't a chameleon because it's big.
We have never had a chameleon.
Well, we haven't, but they exist.
Do you want to go looking for them in the night with a flashlight and
Maybe I do.
In the Everglades?
What I like to do.
And a python's going to eat you?
And you yoink them off a bush. Yoink.
I don't know about that. So the moral of the story is
sarong for each day of the week.
I want a swimsuit. I would like swimsuits that fit.
Alien finger.
Especially now that the neighborhood children are just showing up. You can get the alien glove finger thing. If you want to go to town on me with that, you can, but you got to use lube. Always use lube, kids. Trey says, I have transition lenses and they have a blue light blocking on them.
Oh.
If you're only wearing them inside, it's one thing, but you really do want that. Like polarized sunglasses are actually, do some research. There's a lot of evidence to demonstrate that you don't want that. You want to actually get the direct sunlight. Actually, they recommend that, and I've seen this from several people now, that Barbara O'Neill, Huberman, a few of the others, that you want to get outside and get that direct sunlight within the first 10 minutes of waking up. Actually,
does everything have to be healthy?
Well,
can we just have something that's not healthy for 5 minutes?
We have all kinds of not healthy things.
Such as?
Well, first of all, the chemicals in the fucking pool. Probably not very healthy. The air
out of the water. I forget what it was.
I don't remember, but it's fine. Well, it's Todd would for sure, because Todd's like the most blindest of all. But I would, you could have glasses, but maybe consider not having sunglasses, or maybe not having polarization or a blue light protection, because you want to get that vitamin D absorbed into your body.
Just go outside once they look at the sun directly.
Don't do that. Actually, that's the thing, is that when they talk about sunlight exposure within the first 10 minutes of waking up, they want you looking at the sun and not with no glasses, which I have my contacts in pretty much all the time because I can't see them. Tracy says I am minus 7.725 in both eyes now. Yeah, so you're a little bit more blind than me.
What does it go up to? I wonder.
1 million.
1 million?
Whatever Todd is.
Minus 1 million?
I don't know. I'm blind as fuck. Tracy's blind as fuck. That's why we get along, because we can't see anything.
Missing vision and part of
amazing song. You can look this up on Spotify. It's from Wild and Out, called 3 Blind Mice.
3 Blind Mice.
And we're searching for that pussycat. Searching for that pussycat. They're looking for pussy. The 3 Blind Mice.
You know what? I think you're missing a nice song about 3 blind mice, like a fairy tale.
Well, there is, but there's the Wild and Out version, and I like that one better. So Wild and Out. Matt Rife got his start there. He was the youngest member of Wild and Out, and very few white people on that show.
Goes up to blind.
But
is blind a 10 or is blind 100? And if it blind's 100, your 7.5 doesn't really cut it. Like big whoop.
I'm pretty sure we're both blind.
Okay, so if it goes to 10, it's 7.5 is a big whoop.
Super tired. We weren't super prepared.
That lizard interests me.
Doug's interested in lizard. He won't play the dirty cock game with me. Either dirty cock game with me. He won't play the game with his dirty cock or that.
What? I took a shower today.
And?
So I'll clean the situation.
Let me see.
No, you can't see the bacteria.
I can.
Get out of here.
I'm going to give you a visual examination.
Give you a visual examination.
Sorry, guys. I tried to whip it out. Gary Stromberg's chimed in. He said, I'm a big fan of blackout curtains. If I want light, I'll go outside. I actually like to have the sun wake me up, but it is important for sleep hygiene to have darkness in your room. So we put black tape over all of the lights in our bedroom, although some of that tape is either popped off or I don't know what's happened.
Pop off. Elvis used to put foil on his hotel windows so he could sleep all day long.
Elvis had a lot of problems. My dad, so Trace chimed in. She said, I can see colors and shapes, but they're just all kind of blurry. Yeah, that's me too. Thank God for glasses and contacts. Me too. But side note, my dad, who is an electrician, colorblind. Actually, my uncle's
don't cut the red wire. Oh, oops.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of a problem in that job. That is a big ass fucking lizard. Is it inside or outside?
It's outside, but I want to
Do you want to invite him inside to eat your snake?
I'm gonna go take a look at him. See, make sure he's not.
Y'all,
if he's a chameleon, he's coming in the inside.
It's not a chameleon. Do you want me to give you a little push?
No, I get there.
I got you. Now that we're alone, let's make fun of Doug. I'm just kidding. He's scaring the lizard. He is scaring the lizard.
That's a gecko. That's a big fat gecko.
We'll let him in.
He's on the outside of the door. How am I supposed to get in?
Open the door a tiny bit.
Flick him?
No, don't flick him. God, you guys, I don't even know what to do. Are you gonna let him in or not?
No.
Why not?
I'm not.
Doug is not letting the gecko in. It's 9:10. He's cold. Trey said, I have a friend that was colorblind and worked in an industrial paint factory, and he just memorized the codes. That's clever.
Oh.
So
that's called overcoming.
We're tired. You're tired. We're gonna be here on Monday. We're gonna be here on Tuesday.
God willing.
We will not be here on Wednesday. We will not be here on Thursday. Are we here on Friday? I'm not really sure. Let's see.
We may be, or we may be too tired from flying. I don't know what time we get back. I think it's around dinner time.
Not everybody knows that we're going.
Oh, shh. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. So
I need to let a few people know that we're going to be there. Thanks for
definitely don't tell Tracy.
Yeah, Tracy, we definitely should not tell you or Ann or Dave. Gary, you want to come? Where's Gary from? How do we know
Gary, I met. He was the first person I ever met in Worcester, Mass. As we were tiny kids, probably like 5 years old ish, and he lived down the street. I think Gary lives in Quincy right now. I think. I could be wrong. Could live in Southie, Quincy. Could be.
He lives in the world. Is the bottom line.
He lives in the world. That narrows it down.
Hey, Stacy. Why do they only give you? I'm looking to find out.
Well, nobody cares. If we're here on Friday, watch us. Belmont. Oh, he's in Belmont. I was way off base. Bro. I thought you were a South Shore guy for some reason. Belmont. That's fancy, Gary. You're fancy.
Oh, so
you're a fancy golfer.
We should be back for Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday next week podcast.
Perhaps.
Yes. No. Monday, Tuesday. Friday.
Weather permitting.
Weather permitting. Why would weather permit? He's such a goddamn weirdo. You guys, I'm trying. I don't even know what to do with him. So it should be Monday, Tuesday, Friday next week. Sorry for the short weeks. Shit happens.
Yeah, got things to do, baby.
Well, sometimes we have nothing to do. Sometimes I just feel like crap.
This is what we do.
Oh, he lives on the blue collar side of town. That's a good side of town, in my humble opinion. But what are you gonna do? Is Belmont's bougie though?
Yeah, but Gary's not bougie.
Oh, I like bougie people.
Gary's from the Winifred Ave hood. Is what he's from.
So that must mean he knows George Bisnackis.
I don't know if he would know George. You remember Chris McGay?
George is awesome.
George Bisnackis. I'll like the neighborhood kids.
Trace has to get some rest. Okay, so let's do our gratitude. What are you guys grateful for? We try to end on gratitude every night.
Gratitude that Gary has set me straight.
I'm glad that Gary's here. I don't think he's ever come to the podcast.
Oh, he's been around. Yeah.
Sorry, Gary. Memory's not so good. I am grateful for glasses and contacts. I'm grateful we don't have to move. I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful your memory's not good because then you forget about all this.
I'm grateful for Burrowing Owls and and geckos and little ringneck snakes and all kinds of beautiful nature things. I'm grateful for air conditioning.
What if the owl swoops down and eats the gecko?
I'm grateful that you made a lovely dinner. I'm grateful that you decided to be nice to the neighborhood children today.
I was nice to the children.
And I'm grateful that it's the weekend, baby.
It is the weekend.
Which means that you're going to work less, and perhaps we can buy a piece of wood at Lowe's.
I'm going to be sleeping. No, you better shut off your alarm tomorrow. I swear to God, if I hear those birds going off, I'm going to kill the bird.
My alarm is birds. I have to drive the neighbor to work tomorrow.
Well, don't wake me up. And stop and get me a nice green juice, maybe something for breakfast, and bring it back and serve it to me naked.
I was naked this morning. I asked for
You're always naked.
Anyway. I was naked this morning. I asked for the dick. Did you give me the dick?
No, I don't.
Gary, do you have a penis? Can you bring it to Florida?
He left. He said good night.
Oh, he did, but maybe
he was proper. He's like, okay, everybody's leaving, so I'm gonna go.
Or
unlike you, who linger around and
Trace says, I'm grateful for being able to clean. I'm grateful for Becky, and I'm thankful for sleep. And it sounds like we all need some.
Yeah, we need some.
Good night, everyone. We love you. Sweet dreams. We'll see you on Monday.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.